Hello, and thank you for coming to the webinar tonight. We're just going to go over a couple of SEO and content marketing tactics for business owners. If anyone has a question at all throughout the presentation, please leave it on the questions section. We'd be happy to answer those questions. All right, let's get started. A little bit about me, James Norquay. If you'd like to connect, please send the tweet through at connections8 on Twitter. If you'd like to add me to LinkedIn, just search for James Norquay. A couple of other sites where you can get in contact with me as well. A little bit of my history and background. 2009, we started the SEO division for Columbus Search. We worked on companies like Woolworths, Citibank, Virgin Mobile, David Jones, etc., etc. Helped scale these businesses to where they are now. In 2012, started Prosperity Media. We mainly focus on mid to large businesses. We work with some well-known startups and established brands such as Macquarie University, Macquarie Telecom, etc., etc. Okay, so tonight's presentation, we're going to look at content and SEO tactics to drive growth in 2017. Firstly, website speed is highly important. If you don't have a website that's loading quickly, it's going to implicate your SEO for your website. Just to demonstrate that, a 1 second delay could mean a 7% loss in conversions. If your site's doing significant revenue, that can add up to a large amount of lost sales. So it's really crucial that you invest in speed, that you get your website hosted in Australia if it's targeting the Australian market, that you use a dedicated server, something like AWS. A lot of people make the mistake where they host their website overseas for the Australian market. Can definitely delay the speed of the website. Here's a good little tool to test how your site is set up for speed. It's developers.google.com/speed/speed insights. Basically, you can go into that tool, put your website in, and it will give you a score out of 100. And it will show you different elements that you can fix from mobile and desktop. These elements will assist with making your website more speed-friendly on Google. Landing pages are crucial to focus on long-tail SEO traffic for your website. Here's an example of a great long-tail page that finder.com.au has made. So basically, it's a site that says 32 websites like Omegle. So creating long-tail landing pages and attracting users to these pages is definitely advisable. If you can do keyword research to come up with these types of pages, you can look into competitors to see what they're doing from a link acquisition point of view. Definitely a very good strategy for targeting. Potential traffic from these type of landing pages can be huge. If you look at how many people search for a keyword like sites like Omegle, you can see that there's over 20,000 to plus potential that you can target. And the tool you can see this traffic potential on is SEMRush.com. Another way that you can look at keyword analysis is through utilizing Google search for finding different search queries, using Google's keyword tool from paid search as well. This also provides some great in-depth information on keyword research, which can be easily utilized for your campaign. Ensure that you utilize schema.org for all content. Schema markup is applicable for anything, events, organizations, people. You can just jump on the schema.org and select the different type of schema for your website and implement that. If you want to utilize review data, if you're an e-commerce website, you definitely want to utilize schema.org. Here's an example of a schema markup for IMDb. HTTPS is crucial for any website in 2017. Google came out a couple of years ago and said that they'll give you a 1-point rankings boost if you utilize HTTPS site-wide. It's advisable to use a wildcard SSL. Basically, what a wildcard SSL will utilize will mean it will show you a domain in the search bar. So it's an extra added security bonus, and they're only around $200 a year. So definitely look into that if you don't have one already. It's always important when you move to a HTTPS site-wide that you redirect your HTTP URLs to HTTPS, and you set up a new Google Webmaster Tools section for HTTPS as well. That's just a quick example from kogan.com.au, how they use the wildcard SSL on their website. If you've got an international website with the same content across different regions, you need to be using the href lang tags. This is a powerful tag that Google released a few years ago that you can implement onto all your different TLDs, and it will show Google that you're using the same content to target different regions. It's also important that you don't send a miscommunication signal to Google by using rel canonical and href lang tags on the same pages, because it can cause issues. Here's a good little tool. It's called the href lang checker and validation tool. You can put your URL in there and it will tell you if it's compatible with href lang or if there's any coding errors and things like that. Content marketing is kind of a big deal. Here's an example of how we helped a training college to develop some content. We basically went to their social media fans and we started a poll and said, what are your most annoying pet peeves in the gym? People came back with different answers, and we were able to provide some survey data on the back of that. And then once that piece of content was finished, we were able to reshare that with the followers. We had instant shareability because the community helped create the content. Things like this, when you think of outside the square, they can definitely assist with amplification of sharing of the content. Also, don't be afraid to look onto Reddit for content ideas. Reddit is a huge wealth of information around content. You can go into different subreddits for pretty much anything. If you're looking for antiques, if you're looking for Microsoft certification exams, things like that, you can grab content ideas from Reddit on a huge scale. Here's an example of one we did for a training college where we basically developed some Microsoft certification content around that. It had over 14,700 views from Reddit once we were able to reshare that content on the platform. So don't be afraid to look through Reddit for content ideas, to grab content ideas, to see what people have been sharing in the last 30 days on scale, and think about how you can develop your own version of that content. It's crucial that you have a content calendar for your business. You need to start planning content from the start of the year. You need to think about all key events and how you can tie them up with your content. For example, in October, Halloween, the NRL and AFL Grand Finals are on. You need to think, how can we start planning content for this now? Because you need to start planning for future events months in advance. You don't want to leave it to the last minute. Here's an interesting content example from Energy Find, where basically it's a web application. You put in your weight, and it will tell you how much coffee you need before it will kill you. Something like this is a creative content idea that basically can go viral. As you can see, it had over 115,000 shares, and it generated hundreds of links back to this domain. So creative content like this can definitely work to assist your SEO campaign. Thumbtack.com is a huge service-based business in the US. What they do every year, they have the Thumbtack Small Business Friendliness Survey. As you can see, every year it gets thousands of shares and hundreds of links to this content because they basically utilize their community to help build that content out. Using Google consumer surveys is another strategy that you can utilize to amplify your content, to assist with generating polls and assist with research. If you want to gain 100 survey poll data within a short period of time, you can utilize this service. The question data is quite cheap at around $1 per survey. So if you want 100 survey answers, it can be quite a cost-effective way to do it. You can use this poll data with your content marketing efforts. It could be anything. It could be a question that you want to build your content around, and you can utilize Google consumer surveys for that. Ego bait content is a no-brainer. Basically just building out top 10, top 20 lists and using influencers within those lists. Here's an example of something we did a few years ago in the finance space, where we reached out to a top 10 Twitter users in Australia in finance, and we linked to all these different individuals. Link acquisition is still highly important from SEO. Links still make it up around 40% plus of SEO ranking. If you're not doing your link acquisition correctly, it can mean a disastrous impact for your campaign. As you can see, there's a whole different range of ways you can acquire links. Things like real websites, blogs, articles, social media, education sites, etc., etc. So if you're not doing link acquisition and you're in a competitive vertical in SEO, you're probably doing something wrong. Competitive link acquisition, this is basically where you look into what links that your competitors have acquired and work out how you can acquire those for your own business. You can use tools like Arefs and majestic.com to acquire these type of links. Usually you want to go for quality over quantity. Using content placements for link acquisition, where you reach out to a site and you have a guest article on their website for your business. This is something that's quite beneficial to get a placement on a large website. And it still works. It's quite effective. Sharing all your best business deals. If you've got a deal for your business, you can share it onto sites like OzBargain, Vogue, Retail Me Not. These sites love deals. So if you're running an e-commerce or a deal site, ensure that you're active on these types of sites because they can be very beneficial for generating traffic and links. Targeted forum link acquisition. If you're in a space like software or you're in a small business, you need to be finding relevant forums where you can join discussions. The thing about forums is you don't want to go into forums and spam. You want to provide value, help people out, and when you help people out, then you can get links back to your own business. But you need to be careful. You don't want to just join up to a forum and start dropping links because it's not going to be effective. If you've got any low quality SEO links that you think may be harming your business, you need to be disavowing these links. You also need to disavow links if you've been hit with the negative SEO attack. Negative SEOs where a competitor or it could be anyone basically targets your site with a negative SEO attack and sends hundreds of low quality links to your business. You need to be on the lookout for these types of things. You need to be monitoring your link profile on a weekly and a monthly basis to ensure that this type of thing does not happen. Content seeding is highly important. Anytime you have a new piece of content, you need to be sharing it with your users or people that you want to be your users. How you can do this, you can share it with your website, your email list, share on social, post on forums, share on content sites, pitch it to the media. You can use paid methods, pay to get on someone else's email list with your content, use sponsored social updates, social media ads, paid search, using Google AdWords to promote content, things like that, using content discovery tools like Taboola, Outbrain. They still work very effectively in 2017. Reviewing your competitors' most shared content and building out similar things. Using Arefs or BuzzSumo, you can basically put in your competitor's domain and it will tell you what content on their website is the most shared. You can reverse engineer what they've done from a content development point of view and build out similar content for your business. Website acquisition. for content growth. You can look at acquiring a business for your domain, and basically what that means is it could be a forum, it could be a blog, basically something that is relevant to your business that already has quite good traction. If you find a business or a blog that already has 50,000 unique visitors a month, you can buy that business, you can redirect that traffic to your domain, and you can acquire that traffic for your own business. We've had quite a number of clients that engage in website acquisition for growing their user base. It's definitely a strategy that works. Sites like flipper.com, if you're looking for a deal under 100,000. Sites like Raincatcher, these are for more high-end deals. There's numerous website brokers out there you can talk to for acquisition. Tools. What are some tools that can help with SEO in 2017? Screaming Frog's a great paid tool. Basically, you go on there and you put your domain in, and it will tell you all the different problems on your domain and things that you need to fix. SEMRush is another paid tool. You can put in your domain, and it will show you how much traffic you're getting, what are your keywords. You can also put in your competitor's domain to see what they're bidding on from an AdWords point of view. Usually it only shows you high-level keywords. It doesn't show you the long-tail stuff on these tools. Arefs.com, this is a great tool for checking how many links you've got to your business, checking out your competitors' links, checking out top content on your website. They even do some keyword analysis now. Monitorbacklinks.com. This is a good tool to monitor fresh links to your site. If you're concerned about negative SEO, we would advise you check out that one. smo.noam.com. This is a great tool for checking out if your website's marked up for different social media platforms. You can check out for Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and even standard SEO. It will tell you if you have the correct markups for your business. Systrix.com. This is a great tool for tracking visibility for your website. It pulls up some fantastic graphs and things like that, so definitely worth checking out. AnswerThePublic.com. Put in a keyword and it will show you relevant content ideas around that keyword. It's a great little tool for coming up with content ideas for your business. Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools are a must-have for businesses. If you don't have your website set up on Google Search Console, we highly advise you do. And it's also important to sign up for Bing Webmaster Tools. Bing now has around 10% market share in the Australian market. So if you're not currently doing something on Bing, we advise that you get involved, because think about it. If there's 1,000 visitors coming to search, 100 of those will be going to Bing. So the larger scale you're working on, you need to be thinking more and more about Bing. That being said, you want to ensure that 90% plus of your efforts are focused towards Google. There's a little example of the type of things you can look for in Google Search Console. Things like duplicate meta descriptions, short meta descriptions, missing title tags. There's a whole wealth of information within Google Search Console. Bing Webmaster Tools also has a great wealth of information. There's the URL for it. Definitely advise that you set it up. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the presentation. If you want to get in contact with me, please reach out at Connections8 on Twitter or add me on LinkedIn, James Norway. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask now. We're happy to answer any quick questions. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the presentation.